Have you ever had a conversation where you walked away feeling like you were the one in the wrong, but couldn't explain why? This has a name, and by the end of this video, you'll be able to recognize it the moment it happens. But first, I need to tell you something most people never realize about themselves, and I'm saving it for the end because it's the heaviest part. I'm going to show you 7 techniques manipulators use in everyday life, but one of them you've probably used too, without realizing it. Hold on to that. Technique 1, memory rewriting. You remember an argument from the past, clearly. You remember what was said, the tone, the person's expression. Then you bring it up, and the person says, "I never said that." Not only do they deny it, they look at you as if you made it up, as if you're crazy. And the more they do it, the more you start to doubt yourself, your memory, yourself. It's subtle, it's surgical, and it has a name: selective revision of reality. The person doesn't argue the fact, they erase the fact. Simple protection: write things down. Build the habit of noting important situations right after they happen. Date, what was said, how you felt. Not to prove anything to anyone, but to prove it to yourself. If you've ever felt this and started questioning whether you were the problem, you weren't, and now you know what it's called. Technique 2, excessive initial charm. They show up and immediately treat you like you're the most special person they've ever met. Messages at any hour, constant attention, future plans in the second week. You think, finally, someone who truly sees me. Then, once you're completely hooked, they disappear. They go cold, they're suddenly busy, and you're left trying to get back that amazing feeling from the beginning, which no longer exists. The problem is, that version never existed. It was a character, and now you're chasing a fiction. Warning sign: disproportionate intensity at the beginning is a red flag, not a sign of love. Technique 3, silence as control. No yelling, no fighting, just silence. The person stops responding, stops looking at you, stops existing for you, and stays that way until you go apologize for something you don't even fully understand. And it works. You go after them, you apologize. They go back to normal. And next time they don't like something, guess what happens? Exactly. Silence is used as conditioned punishment. Every time you give in, you're teaching them that the tactic works. Solution: if you need some time, that's fine. When you want to talk, I'm here, but I won't keep insisting. And then you actually move on with your life. No drama, no pressure, no waiting around. Notice the pattern so far. All these techniques work because they target something in you: your memory, your need for affection, your fear of losing someone. A manipulator doesn't invent weaknesses, they find the ones that already exist. Keep that in mind. The next one is the most subtle of all. Technique 4, guilt without a source. You said no, simple as that. You couldn't that day, you didn't want to do it, it wasn't your responsibility. Then comes, "Wow, I thought you cared about me." No direct accusation, just a comment that plants a seed. And you, being a good person, start to feel selfish, cold, ungrateful. Before you know it, you're breaking your own boundaries to get rid of guilt that was never yours. Test. Before giving in, ask yourself, did I actually do something wrong, or are they trying to make me feel like I did? Technique 6, problem reversal. You try to talk about something that hurt you. You prepare what to say. You choose your words carefully. Then the person turns it around and says you were aggressive in how you spoke, that you always create drama, that now they're the ones suffering because of how you approached it. And suddenly, you're the one explaining yourself. Their problem became yours. Don't take the bait. You can acknowledge their feelings without abandoning yours. I understand you were upset by how I brought this up, but what I felt still needs to be said. Go back to the point, as many times as necessary. Technique 6, calculated mirroring. Out of nowhere, the person likes the same music as you, watches the same shows, has the same values, loves the same things. It feels amazing. You finally found someone who gets you. But all that similarity showed up after you talked about yourself. It's not coincidence, it's intentional mirroring. The natural tendency to trust people who seem like you becomes a tool. It doesn't mean every similarity is fake, but if the person agrees with absolutely everything you say, pay attention. The technique you've probably used. Remember I said you've probably used one of these? It's responsibility shifting. Why did you make me do this? I only acted this way because you left me no choice. It's human. The brain tries to protect the ego by redirecting blame. You don't need to condemn yourself, but you do need to recognize it. Because when you recognize the mechanism in yourself, it's much harder to fall for it when it comes from someone else.
The best protection against manipulation isn't distrusting everyone. It's knowing yourself so well that you can tell when someone is messing with what's yours, your memories, your guilt, your affection, your boundaries. When you know where your sensitive points are, it becomes much harder for someone to press them without you noticing. If this video made you think of someone, or of yourself, leave a comment saying which technique you recognized most in your life. It can be anonymous, it can just be a number. But that comment helps the channel grow and tells me what to do next. If you want to see the next one before everyone else, subscribe and turn on notifications, because the next topic is even more uncomfortable than this one. And a like costs nothing and means a lot. See you next time.